Hey, pup. How's it going? Hmm? Well, I think I'm gonna take a break from some of my junk just to do something for fun for a day here. 1 day, 2 days? Yeah, give myself that. I kind of always wanted to pull this one in and build a gasser out of her. It's kind of the plan. Except I'm not building it for the track. Well, not yet. Someday that'll be the plan, but for now we just do some dirt drags out in the field, so. I think this would be a cool little gasser for that. So don't have to meet much tech doing it that way. But yeah, I've had this forever, so it's kind of the plan. The old Studi, the bullet nose. I'm really not sure what's underneath or anything. I've had this thing for so long, but I don't remember anything about it. The plan is though to radius the wheel wells and a solid axle under the front. So, still has the original motor, but she is stuck, beyond stuck. If I can get this open, if I know how this works. Come on, baby. Oh, she's not happy. It's got the original motor, so I don't even know what I'm doing for a powertrain or anything yet. But I think I'm gonna go to the shop and get me some stuff. Actually, hold on. I should be able to do this. Mint. Just needed 2 hands. So she's a push-pull style. We're gonna change that over. Yeah, the frame's pretty ugly. I think I might just bring it up to the shop, get the motor out. I'm gonna need 2 sticks of steel so I can run the axle underneath it. I have like an old pickup axle or something, which is fine, but I really want this thing nosebleed in the air. And again, we're just doing some dirt drags just for fun out here, so it's kind of just going to build it for that for now. We can always switch stuff up down the road. No idea, like I say, what I want to use for a power plant, but she's a little rough everywhere, so she's a perfect candidate for this. Oop. That's actually kind of cool. Save that for something. Oh, she crunchy. All right. Well, I do a little bit of cleanup in the shop, and then I'm gonna go grab this thing, slide her in the shop, and have a better look at her. So I was rummaging around trying to find my my mixed gas tank, which was in the Pontiac there. But I remember I bought this axle. It's not pretty, but should be usable for what I want, and it was super cheap. This is actually the straight axle out of a Jeep. So I got disc brakes, tubed axle. I mean, it's a little bulky, but let's try it. Worst case, you take it out, put a different axle in, right? No big deal. Anyways, again, price was right, so I'm gonna try it out, see if it's usable or not. But just gotta get it loaded onto this sucker here. Hopefully, that's not too hard. Well, there she is in all of her crunchy glory. Body's pretty straight, just got a lot of holes. Like a lot. I don't think there's a rocker or a floor on this side. A bit of a rocker. Actually, the outside rocker's not bad. Not really relevant. Gonna guess that's no good. No worries. Where we're going, we don't need that fuel tank. Oh yeah. There is a lot of speed holes happening here. It's gonna go so much faster without all this excess steel, eh? Lots of mouse poop. Yep, that's good. So it looks like some spare parts. 2 spare tires. A wiper motor that I really don't think is for this car. Looks GM. I guess we got some trim bits. Not sure. Some hubcaps. It's kind of cool. And a radio. All right. Well, that's the trunk. I don't think I have taillights for some reason. That's kind of crappy. Well, it is and it isn't. Treasures do we have inside? So that was the trim for the bottom of the door. A headlight. A pretty funky headliner. Because I was doing a gasser, I got the fuel tank there. Look at that stuff. Look at that. That's pretty wild. So we got our rings. Hold on, I'm going to lower the hoist here a bit. So we got our grill piece, nice moon tank. We do have our starter and stuff, but that motor is so stuck. It's unreal. But yeah, we got a bunch of neat stuff here. How does this work? Ooh, look at that. Fancy. Well, that's kind of, I bet you that's kind of rare. I don't know what that other trim piece is that I got. Doesn't fit anywhere in the car. Interesting. Turn. So is that lights? Get a V, another H. I don't get it. You need dash. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think that motor's loose. If it's loose, then at least it might be of use to somebody. It's definitely not of any use to me. Is it a 12 or 6 volt? Doesn't say. I can always use 12 volt voltage regulators because they're cool on the old junk. We got here, we got our jack. Nothing else really. I thought that was a trim ring, but it sure don't look like it. I'll have to look under the seat after I can get some tires on this thing. Make a rule. Oh well, let's lift it up and see how bad she is underneath. Well, she's surprisingly crunchy underneath. Not too bad though. Well, not bad in places I care. You know, we don't have any body boxes. The floor is actually not that bad. But I guess these cars don't actually have inner rockers. Well, it's a little bad in some spots. Worse than others. Yeah, she's a little crunchy. Check this drive shaft out. That is tiny. I don't think these motors made a lot of power. So, yeah, body box. Floors are a little worse on this side. Same over here. That's okay. We don't need that much floors where we're going. Spare tire mount is junk. Lots in the trunk. There's definitely some stuff going on over there. I don't know what on earth happened to these shocks. What kind of life it had that that got dragged off. That's crazy. We're speculating that maybe somebody was dragging it across some railway tracks. Hey, a little bit of rot going on there. The frame in the front here's actually got some buggering going on, which is kind of cool. That's about where we're going to bob it off and kind of make ourselves some new frame rails. So, a lot of this clip is no good. I'm not going to use any of it. I'll have to figure out a steering box after the fact, but I think I'm going to just chop bits out of here and make everything new. We want to leave it nosebleed with the plan of using this old Jeep axle in there. See if that works. That's the plan. Ooh, crunchy. Well, I'm just sitting here contemplating how I want to go about doing this. Looks like I or someone did many years ago started cutting the motor out and stuff, and I want to see how good or nice I want to do this. The motor is so stuck. It might be worth getting running for somebody. I don't know if there's a big market for Studebaker 6-bangers out there, but it's small though. Holy, I don't think it could have made a lot of horsepower, that's for sure. But I don't need anything with the clip or nothing either, because I want to run just 2 sticks. Like this sucker, you can tell here by this kink, this thing sure hit something hard, boy. So I'm trying to think of how to do this without disturbing the front sheet metal. And yeah, I'm not sure right now. I'm thinking I'm going to just cut the back out, cut the frame rail, torch these out. I'll take the, or even cut the bolt heads off. Maybe I'll just cut the bolt heads off. I'm just a little worried. I don't want it to hang on the front sheet metal there when it falls out. I don't want to unbolt all this crap. Oh, that thing's mangled in the front, eh? So I think I'm going to go up one more time. See what I got to disconnect from the transmission. Just cut. I'm just going to run the flame torch on everything. Flame wrench. There we go. That's the right term. Cut everything out and disconnect a few little things that I need to keep. Everything else I'm going to drop with the motor. And then maybe when the assembly's on the floor, maybe we can try to make it run. Will it run, right? I don't know. And I know the diff is super tight. I couldn't move that drive shaft. I know the transmission is in neutral, but nothing else wants to go. So I think I'm going to tackle the bottom first. I'm going to lift it up, cut anything I can find at the bottom, and then come back to the top, and then I'll chop away at everything again. Yeah, that's our game plan. How you doing there, bud? Yeah. So yeah, we kind of got rid of everything out of the front here. I really need to do this before. So we got everything gone. Well, more or less. I still got to dispose of the steering box. The rails have to get cut back further. This frame is actually really bad. I'm gonna kind of just scab something together. But I think if I was to actually race this thing for real, doing anything actually fast, I think it would need a new frame underneath it. But seeing how it's rotten back there, I think I'm going to go there, kind of come up, straight up, keep it under this subsection up in the front. And then, not sure what I want to do, whether that or I'll just come straight and I'll kind of scaffold off. Depends on the spring that I get. This axle seems to be the right width, so that's okay. But I have no structure, nothing up on the front. Hey. So I have to kind of figure that out in a way to scab this thing together, because this is like a perimeter or a channel frame, or what do you want to call it? It's kind of got a top and then a bottom riveted on, so whatever. Like I say, this is just a dirt track car, so it's not that fussy. So yeah, I think that's where we're at so far. Tomorrow I gotta go get some steel. I think I'll play with this for a couple days. At least turn it into a roller. The rear diff is like totally junk, so I'm gonna have to figure something out. It's like stuck. The drums are probably stuck, but I really don't think, if you've seen how small that center section is, it's not a very good diff for anything, so let alone the brakes and stuff. So I'm just gonna grab a diff that I got that I know is okay, throw it in there. Of course we have to radius the wheel wells. That's totally the plan. This thing totally needs some arched out wheel wells. So with that done, I'm gonna have to source out some springs. I have a bunch of springs, but I think they're too big, so I gotta find a decent set of springs, make some pads for them, get rid of my steering box, clean up some of the junk I don't need in there, and try to build a frame. Then I'll figure out how to do the steering. I think I'll run it in the front and just do a cross steer. It's kind of the idea. Probably just do some Heims, just across, boom, boom, and then straight across. That'd be okay. And then I don't know what I'm going to power with. Again, this is just some fun that we're doing just out in the field, so this is not by far any spec car. It's more, rather than it just sitting in the yard, kind of rotting there a bit, may as well do a little bit of something with it. Make her some fun. Not a really big fond of these cars. They're all kind of weird back here, but they look killer as a gasser. So that's the plan. Kind of already committed, right? This one here, she's pretty stuck. I tried, thought I had a starter. There's no starter. It clearly is no good. So yeah, you see me cut the front of the horns off and the back because I didn't want to hack the front holes up in the front here where the bumper would have been mounted. So I cut that part off first so it was separated, then I cut the back, and then I just had tons of things always hanging up, so it was taking a while to come down. But anyways, I think that's where I leave this one, because I need parts. So far I had a really lazy day, and that's about as far as I got in a couple hours with it. So anyways, guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave this one. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.